Welcome to Optimal Health Weekly with your host, Steve Adams. This podcast is for highly driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs who know health is the first wealth. Join us each week for a mix of expert interviews and solo episodes on health topics relevant to your busy life. Let's elevate your health together.
Steve Adams here, founder and CEO of Tiger Medical Institute, and I'm excited to bring you the Tiger Optimal Health podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about the mind-body connection in aging, how mental health impacts longevity, and we want to examine the relationship between psychological well-being and physical aging. Now, I can tell you this is not going to be an exhaustive unpacking of the literature in a disciplined way that would pass muster with, a journal per se. I just want to introduce the topic, okay? Well, research indicates that poor mental health can significantly negatively affect longevity. When you look at depression, anxiety, the literature shows that it can lead to shortened life expectations, lifespan expectations, as can several other disorders. And bipolar in particular can shorten life expectancies by 10 to 20 years over the general population that are not struggling with these things. And, it's partly due to a risk of unhealthy behaviors, poor self-care, and higher rates of chronic disease that can cause these challenges. And so taking it further, stress, commonly is worse, or at least it's poorly managed in the lives of people with mental health challenges. All right. And let me tell you why. The stress response is meant to be something that helps us adapt to our environment and rebalance to our environment. It's not meant to be chronically engaged. But when someone is struggling with a mental health disorder, oftentimes stress is constant from this. Not to mention the life that we live in the West naturally, chronically activates our stress response. And when our stress response is activated on a constant basis, chronically, it leads to chronic disease. Okay, that path is well established in the literature. Okay, things like heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and even cancer can be caused by, or part of the causation can come from this unrelenting, poorly managed stress that over time compounds and leads to these negative health outcomes, okay? So stress that's chronic also leads to compromised sleep. And when you compromise sleep in concert with compromised stress management, now you've got two factors that are working against your longevity, working against your health, working against your cellular health, okay? Stress and poor sleep affect food choices, okay? When we don't sleep well, we naturally crave sugars and starches, which we know when we eat those in a consistent manner, they are going to cause chronic disease as well, all right? And so mental health problems also can lead to sedentary lifestyle, not wanting to really be productive and do much, okay? When we don't move, when we eat poorly, when we don't sleep well, when we're stressed, and in general, we're not taking care of ourselves, you can see how all of that compounds. And it can be, that root cause can be that person is struggling with unrelenting anxiety. And by no means, when I talk about these things, do I want you to think for even a minute that I'm being judgmental about it. I'm not. There are a lot of people struggling with depression, with anxiety, with some of these other mental health disorders. I'm just laying out how those can potentially lead to a shortened lifespan because of stress, because of poor sleep, because of food choices, because of lack of movement. And but the good news is when you engage in something called proactive lifestyle medicine, which is what we practice at Tiger Medical, you can change the narrative. Okay. Our physicians, I have watched them with several people have severe anxiety, have depression, have other mental health challenges. And when they are able to address these root causes, in addition to the microbiome, which is a big one that we'll talk about, and when this microbiome is addressed proactively, it can have profound positive impacts on mental health, on the elimination of or the reduction in depression symptoms or or anxiety symptoms. We've seen it help with panic attacks and help better balance someone with bipolar, not cure, but better balance. Okay. So there's a lot someone can do, okay, to get change the narrative here. Okay. So these are the potential solutions. Okay. So it starts with this idea of lifestyle medicine. And why I say lifestyle medicine is because the traditional health system has an algorithmic approach, top down, to look at symptoms and address it with a pharmacological solution that is going to manage the symptoms. Now, and a lot of people need this. It's good medicine, and these are dedicated clinicians who are doing the best that they can. All I'm suggesting is there's an alternative that you can do in concert with that, where you start to address the underlying mechanisms and start changing lifestyle habits a little bit at a time, that when they synergize and compound, they can have strong effects to augment the traditional medicine interventions. Okay. And so one of them is addressing stress proactively. Okay. We have something called an autonomic nervous system. It is a branch of the central nervous system. It has two branches. One is called the sympathetic. Think of that as the gas pedal. That's the stress response. Think of the parasympathetic. That's the other branch as the brakes. That's the side that balances. That's the side that pulls you out of stress response. Our lifestyle, because of rumination about past or worry about the future, puts us into stress response as if a lion were right there. Our body doesn't know the difference. That's a unique thing about being human, is that we have this theater of the mind, this consciousness. So what we can do is we can learn through something as simple as diaphragmatic breathing, where you elongate the exhale, breathe in, say 3-4 seconds through the nose, hold it a half a second, exhale for 5 to 6, 7 seconds, 8 seconds through the mouth, so you can control the breath. And by doing that, you engage your vagal nerve, which helps in recovery. It engages the parasympathetic, or the brakes, and it helps you pull out of stress response on demand and start to bring you into a balanced state. That is highly therapeutic. There's all kinds of literature and research on the benefits of doing that type of work. Okay, so that's one thing you can do no matter who you are. It's free. Breathing's free. Can start to address stress proactively. So when you feel that pit in your stomach of anxiety or that blueness from depression, you can do breathing. And I do 30 to 50 minutes a day because I have a lot of stress running companies. Okay. So it's been super impactful in my life. Second thing is improve your sleep. Okay. Now you can't just snap your fingers, but there are some fundamentals. One of them is getting out of stress response. And that's the diaphragmatic breathing that I just talked about. That'll help set you up for better sleep at night by getting your body in balance. Okay. But the second thing is you need to address hygiene, like cold, cool, dark room, clean, good quality sheets, good bedding, have a routine, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, as many days a week as you can. Have a 3-hour fast before you go to bed every day. So less calories, have 3 hours. It sets your body up for sleep rather than digestion. Okay. Those are some simple things you can do that can start to address your sleep issues. Okay. A clinician in lifestyle medicine can go deeper, looking at genetics and other factors that can also work against your sleep. Number 3, you got to heal your microbiome. Okay. We see at Tiger Medical, 90% of our customers come with a dysregulated microbiome and leaky gut. And so when you address the health of your microbiome, you are addressing the system that produces up to 90% of your serotonin and dopamine, which are your feel-good neurotransmitters. And so lifestyle medicine, root cause medicine, can help address mental health directly by improving the microbiome. But you got to sleep better, you got to manage stress better so that your biome can heal. Now, there are other interventions and treatments that we do that will help facilitate the improvement of the biome, but that's the third lever that we can pull, okay? A fourth one is moving daily. There's a book written 15 years ago called Spark, where this doctor, who's a cardiologist, I believe, went through the research literature on how movement every day activates growth factors and neurotransmitters in your body that help mitigate the symptoms of mental health disorders. It's not a silver bullet, but in concert with stress management, sleep improvement, and healing your microbiome, now you're starting to get this mosaic of this cocktail, if you will, of interventions that can start to be brought to bear to the challenges that you're facing. Okay, so move daily. And what we tell people all the time, just start by walking around the block, but do it 7 days a week. And what will happen is you'll start to crave it. You'll start to do it longer and more, and you'll build up conditioning over time. Okay. And that's all you got to do, literally, is a brisk walk every day for 30 minutes, and you are good. Okay. Harvard did a study since 1980 of over 200,000 healthcare professionals on this very topic, and have been able to prove it in a retrospective study on the health gains that people got just by brisk walking, not fancy cardio work, long distance running, just walking. Okay. The fifth thing is looking at your nutrition plan from a genomic standpoint. That's what we do at Tiger Medical. We work with people, we do extensive testing, and we do genetic testing so that we can understand how to construct a customized eating plan that works with how your body was made, your blueprint for life, as well as your current state of health as indicated by advanced lab work. Okay. You don't want to be doing fad diets. You need to get data, and you need to construct an eating plan around that. And then we're building an app into our program that helps you execute that. Okay. The next thing is you need to have a gratitude and meditation practice. All right. We live in a tough world. There's a lot of division, a lot of noise. The advent of the iPhone, with all of its great things, has also been a killer for our mental health. We all know this. And I can tell you practical things like put the phone down, put it in the drawer. But the reality is you've got to counterbalance it with gratitude and meditation. 1,400 studies on the value and efficacy of meditation. Just do it. Just start getting alone for 5 minutes a day and silence your thoughts, or focus on scripture, focus on a mantra, something that works for you. But do it. And then finally, when you're working with a medical professional, they can dial in specific supplementation that will help improve your ability to manage stress, improve mental health, improve your microbiome, all of these things based on the data that they have about you. Okay. That's the key. We all have to quit reading articles in Men's Health or some other place. We go, oh, I should take that. And then we end up taking 22 different things because we read 10 articles and had friend recommendations. And we're taking a bunch of stuff and we have no idea if it's interacting with each other, canceling each other out, or you're getting too much of something because you're not looking at all the labels and how they work together. So you really need to work with a medical professional. And that's where Tiger Medical comes in. I'm going to shamelessly pitch us because this is concluding our 5th year, and we have hundreds of success stories of helping people. We have a proven process of bringing you into a clinically based, evidence-based approach where we use real data. We address your imbalances directly, and everybody gets better, the ones that show up and do the work. And so I want to challenge you, do something about it. Go to our website, buy the $299 first step test, or just book a call with one of our professionals, and we'll help you get on the road to a new you in 2025. Thank you. Have a great day. Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute talking about the True Health Assessment. What if you could safeguard not just your health, but the well-being of your entire family? With the True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical, you can. Our comprehensive blood screening identifies hidden risks before they become major issues. Our elite team of Mayo Clinic trained and naturopathic physicians then create a customized plan to optimize your health for years to come. When you prioritize your wellness, you ensure you can be fully present for the people you love most. Don't let preventable issues cut that time short. For less than the cost of a daily latte, you can gain peace of mind and a clear path to sustained vitality. Protect your future and your family's future with True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical at thetruehealthassessment.com. Again, that's at thetruehealthassessment.com.